Welcome to another Klemi tutorial video. On this occasion I'm going to be walking you through how to use the youth registers. So here we are in a test installation of Klemi. Over on the right hand side here you'll see this little icon here with a child, hopefully with his hands up in the air, full of joy at being able to participate in all the wonderful things that you do with young people in your church. Now, let's say you have a youth event going on, you need to take a register. It's excellent for your record keeping and important, of course. How do you do that? Well, I'm working here with some pre-existing groups. If you want to know more about how to create groups, do have a search for the groups video and help on that. I've got these existing youth groups here, all tagged with a youth tag, and therefore they show up under youth groups here. Let's say I've got an event which is of the Explorers group, and I need to take a register. I click New Register next to the Explorer's name. It puts the time in right now, auto-populates the date, the relevant group, and I get to choose what kind of register type. For the moment I'm just going to leave that as it is, and I'll explain a bit more about that in a moment. And off I go, happy with the with all of that, and here is my youth register. Okay, now the basic idea here is really quite simple. All the names of the existing people in the group are labelled and listed. If we scroll down to the bottom, we've got everyone who's in the group. So when people come in, I click once here, they get timed in. Let's say all these people came in at the same time, and so did a bunch of these kids. Not all of them did on this particular occasion, they weren't all there. So you tag everyone in, then when the event is finished, you tag them out. Close it, and you'll see that on the right hand side the time that they left is indicated. Now this is useful on lots of different levels. Let's just say that Emmy Bon had come in, but you haven't tagged her out. That gives you a great piece of feedback. You're still responsible for her, but you haven't seen her off. That is, you haven't looked her parents in the eye and thought, right, she's left. So this space here tells you, I've got to go and look for Emmy and find where she is. So the in and out system is a really useful way of keeping tabs on who you've got registered in and who's still a responsibility. Now, as you'll see there, you can undo what you've done. Let's say actually you made a mistake, the member has already got a timeout, and you're checking them in again will remove the existing timeout and overwrite the existing time in to the current time. You can start again and say, oh yeah, it actually came in this time, so it was the wrong person on there. So we'll check her out. What else can I say here? There are a number of helpful elements here. The More Details tab gives you contact information where it's relevant for the people. It will also give you allergy information if there is any relevant. On this particular register there is no allergy information. That will be indicated by a little red flag at the top here. What happens if someone is not actually in this group and yet decides to attend? Well, we can use the Add Row button here. Okay, let's say we'll go for someone who is already on the database. I can put their name in, and I can select what kind of a person is this. Is this someone who's going to be likely to return? If I designate them as likely to return, they're also going to be added to this group, so the next time I have a register from this group, they will automatically appear. Or are they just a visitor? Let's say they've, it's, I don't know, it's one of the parents who's come to look in on a particular occasion, then I'd click that. So Keith Bond already in the database, but not on this particular group. Create, and now you'll see there's Keith Bond already there, already in and added to this register. What happens if I want to add someone who isn't in the database at all? So they're not just not in the group that I've got, they're not anywhere on my Klemi. Tim Boss, not there at all. I'm just going to click create new member. Tim Boss sorts all of this out. I could put a contact number in there. That must be Kevin, his dad, let's just say. Some consent fields here, which are important. Doesn't like oranges. And these options you've seen before. Again, I'll click create, and Tim Boss is there. Let me show you one more thing. Do you notice how this red button came up here? And this red thing here as well. That indicates that this particular person has got some medical needs or allergies registered with them. Each individual who does will have a little red triangle. You click there and it'll tell you this person doesn't like oranges. At a glance, you can just click up here and you will get all of the medical and allergy information listed for all the people who have anything. So that's a great little button there. You've got to quickly remind yourself basically what do I have to watch out for in this group, and you'll get the 3 people who have nut allergies and whatever. So I think that's pretty much it. Let me just a few more things to add in. This little summary up here is really useful. You've got 29 people registered, 29 people actually on the register. 16 of them have attended and 2 are still in. So you need to make sure that you sign them out at the end. If I sign them both out, you've got 0 in, so you've signed everyone in, you've signed everyone out. Okay, so having done that, how do I actually access that now? Well, if we go back to our youth groups, you'll see that under Explorers there's now 1 register. If I click the Registers button, you'll see that the register that I've just taken is here. It tells me how many people attended. It also tells me how many members attended. That's useful because it helps me differentiate between leaders and members. So because of the roles that different people had in that group, some people were designated leaders, some people were designated members. There's also a detailed attendance tab now, and this will be particularly useful once we have more than 1 register, but it shows you the names of the people and how much they attended. Once, let's say, you have 5 or 6 registers, you'll be able to read across and see how consistently someone has attended or not. So that gives you some useful information. Good, so that's youth registers. I do hope that that's helped for you in ensuring that you're able to look after your young people well, even as you seek to commend the Lord Jesus to them, and that you're able to be compliant as well with the important demands on record keeping for all those involved in children's and youth work.